both of them pretty high and said there's no way that both would die.
When did we do this? The
I don't
beginning of
even
season
care.
2?
Let's just do it for season 3.
Okay, are Shane and Dale going to die in season 3?
No.
No, that's my prediction.
Rick is not going to die.
No, hell no.
0%
Rick isn't gonna
chance.
Die. Yeah,
Carl.
0% chance.
Herschel.
100% chance.
Really?
Hey, he's too old to stick around in the show, man.
I'm going to say 0.
Cardio. 0. He's going to live
chance.
through season 3.
He is a good character, and
he is a good character.
They've done so many nice. They've really fleshed out his character in a very economical way, and I think the writers kind of like take a shine to him. So he's going to have the writer shield. Daryl, another
no,
0%.
0%.
Glenn,
0%.
Maggie.
Oh, God damn it. 20%.
I won't go 50.
Oh!
I want to go 50. Lori.
100%. Just because I want to see it.
I want to go with you on that. I think
Good.
there's a 100% chance that Lori dies at the end of season 3.
Good.
75% chance.
No, you're waffling.
I just don't know how they're going to structure it. I don't know how they're going to structure it.
As long as she gets her throat ripped out, I'm okay with it.
I want to talk about that in the spoiler section.
Right.
Beth.
I don't care.
100% chance she's
100%
dead.
100% sure.
I'm going to give her 100%. Have we left anybody out? Carol.
Carol, 100%. She's gone.
100%?
Yeah, we're going to be down to like 3 people next season.
Michonne.
0%.
T-Dog.
T-Dog's a mystery still.
He's
50-50.
Nah, 0.
He could die. Yeah, he could go any moment.
Nah, 0. Only because I think he is supposed to be... I think that they are going to make him into the other character to start the T in this fucking comic book.
Yeah.
So...
I hope so. That'll at least make
Maybe
him
they can
interesting.
stop calling him T-Dog then.
Maybe so.
My real name's
Maybe
actually.
so.
Anything else we want to talk about for predictions for next week or next year?
Man, I don't know. We'd have to do a whole separate cast on it, I'm sure. I haven't had time to process and think about it.
That's a possibility. Maybe
Possibility,
next week.
yeah.
We got a 4-cast week coming up if that's the case.
Yeah. All right, we'll think about it.
All right. So no promises. Ready for feedback.
Yes.
Brian M. We got some old show feedback first. There's been some confusion and even some criticism with Randall and Shane turning into zombies without bites or scratches. That's not so interesting because we know that everybody becomes zombies at this point. But he did go back and watch the scene where Shane cuts himself with a knife, and he says he's convinced that they used 2 different knives.
What?
That they actually showed 2 distinct knives.
Have you been talking to Glenn Mazzara?
I think that might be... Brian M. is actually an anagram for Glenn Mazzara.
I won't question
Brian M. Glenn Mazzara. QED.
Everybody with an M last name.
So he also said there's been some other hints about this, that in the first episode, he thought that when the doors at a hospital says don't open, dead inside, that was a hint that the dead was to turn into zombies, not just a bit or scratch, because it didn't say infected inside or infected dead. I don't know. The show's called The Walking Dead. I think people refer to zombies as the dead, the dead walking, all that kind of stuff. That's maybe. I don't buy it, Mazzara.
I don't know.
I don't buy it, Mazzara.
Because I could even see in a hospital them, if they get enough people dying, them filling an entire cafeteria with bodies.
Right.
Like just literally dead bodies.
Right, and don't ever open it. Maybe they're zombies, maybe they're not, but,
Yeah.
Dan W. said, we overlooked one funny detail about the Shane Laurie encounter at the windmill in episode 12. When she walked up, Shane was halfway up the steel windmill structure trying to hammer nails through 2x6 planks in this steel windmill frame. You can't hammer nails into steel. You drill holes through the planks and the steel and then bolt the planks down. Not only that, but he was just tapping those nails into planks. You drive nails in with a hammer, not wussy tapping. Dan W. is a man's man.
Apparently so. More than Shane.
He needs to start a zombie home improvement.
Okay.
I would listen to that podcast every week. Talk about a tip you can do with your home
to fortify it
this
against
week
zombies.
We're going to board up the windows.
There you go.
This week we're going to dismantle our staircase. Get on it, Dan.
This week we're going to set the barn on fire.
We will promote that for you.
Yep.
Monique wrote in, said, in Better Angels, I also liked the cinematography during the last Rick and Shane scene. They did shoot this scene at night, and here's an excerpt from the interview with John Bernthal. He says, We shot that scene all night long. The entire cast came out and spent the entire night on that field to be there for the last scene. And Jeff DeMunn, who played the recently... Is it DeMunn or DeMoon?
I think it's DeMunn.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Who played the recently deceased Dale, actually had been gone. He lives on a farm in upstate New York, and he flew down and surprised me to be there for my last scene, which touched him. Also, I thought this was an interesting insight into the show. There's a lot of feeling about that last scene. The writers wanted it to be one way, the actors wanted it to be one way, and the producers wanted it to be another way. Everyone had their own sort of idea of what that scene should be. And it was just Andy and I, talking about Andrew Lincoln, in the woods walking out together, and Andy and I turned to each other and said, "Let me ask you something, man. This is just you and me. Let's do this for you and me." And they just did their own take on it.
All right.
That says a lot about The Walking Dead, does it not?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, everybody's pulling in a different direction.
It wasn't everybody's bringing together to make the scene the best they can. It's everybody's got their own idea, and you know what? We're the motherfuckers out here.
Yeah.
And the writers are in L.A., and we're here in Georgia. We're going to do it our way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know. I felt like it worked. So
he described Andrew as his brother, his best friend that he's made in the acting world, and he was very emotional about the whole scene. So interesting. Mike S. said, "You pondered in your last podcast how much input the actors have in writing." Oh, right. This follows this point directly. With The Walking Dead, they shoot in Atlanta, and the writer's room is in L.A. It makes communication between actors and writers much more difficult. Not impossible, but not as convenient, as you won't have as many writers and producers on set. On the other hand, Justified is shot and written in L.A., so it's possible for a star like Timothy Olyphant to have more of a hand in it.
Yeah, that was in reference to us saying how much of a hand Timothy has in that show.
Yep. On to the new stuff. Jason Schenkel on Facebook wrote in that Rick's the best choice for leader because... Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run
okay.
Yeah, he rickrolled us on Facebook. I actually almost spit out my Dr. Pepper when I saw that.
How did he do that? Just a link to this?
No, he just said it in text. He said, Rick's the best choice for leader because he's never, and he just went and started quoting the song.
Gotcha.
Nice job, Jason. Gabby said, "It really seemed like when Herschel gave Rick the advice that you got to look after your own, hopefully this was foreshadowing Lori's death in next season." Well, you have it, Jim and Aaron guaranteed.
Yep, 100%.
Dueling 100% chances there, Gabby. Am I the only one that shrilled like a girl when I saw Michonne? Next season's going to be badass.
Hope so.
Bob from Illinois said, "A couple of thoughts watching the show that made me scratch my head. Glenn's 'I love you' anecdote that cured Maggie during her hysterical rant. That scene was poorly written and ill-timed for the 'I love you' moment. The girl's crying all about her whole family being potentially dead, and the writers feel like jamming in Glenn's 'I love you.' See, boys, that's why you never tell a girl you love her. Because you need to save it for moments like this."
For the zombie apocalypse.
Like when shit's down and she's like crying, sobbing hysterically, you hit her with that, instant cure. Terrible advice. Don't follow that.
I'll remember that.
Bob continues, "For the love of God, please give T-Dog his real name back. Lori's annoying to begin with, but having her to have to throw out, 'Come on, T-Dog,' makes me want to pull out her hair. Totally cosign. What's up with Rick's Hitler-esque takeover of power? Where did this come from? Just 2 episodes, Rick is following the Robert's Rules of Order, talking about fairness and doing what's right. My guess is when Rick killed Shane, Shane's assholishness matriculated through Rick's pores, and Rick was turned into an asshole."
All right, I've got a meme ready to be created.
Oh?
The third Rick. Like the Third Reich. Just put a swastika on his arm.
Get on it. I bet the group wouldn't be questioning Shane's leadership if he was there. They know deep in their heart that Shane does what is right for the group. Rick is a fly by the seat of his pants and all wishy-washy when it comes to making a decision. I think that at least half the group is thinking that exact thing when Rick is ranting like a madman and waving his gun at him.
Yeah, probably.
DJ Say said, "When a farm is being overtaken and Lori is freaking out because Carl is missing, what's new? Pull out your gun and shoot." He said, "This isn't a democracy anymore. The show's going to be off the chain come season 3. She did pull out her gun and shoot.
She did.
Headshotted. Yeah. So she must have got some... Maybe they weren't actually bumping uglies in the woods. They were actually doing target practice.
Shane was doing target practice.
Shane said, look, for optimum target practice, we have to get buck naked. It was that old line. The clothes are going to interfere with your form, Lori.
And they had to rub their bodies up against each other in the woods.
Yeah, to get kind of warmed up.
Sure.
You got to do calisthenics.
Yeah.
Keith says, I was cool about the survivors doing the Alamo thing. Daryl even mentions, a herd that size will rip the house down, so hiding's out. Until Herschel mentioned, we have guns and we have cars. I don't think my jaws hit the floor so fast. No shit. Just hit the Hyundai Tucson's blue link, select a point of interest, and then jet out of the farm at 5 miles an hour with your blinkers on. That's not a bad point. Why was everyone so invested in defending the farm?
Well, Herschel, I can see. It's Herschel's farm, you know? That was kind of his
Have Andrea come
attachment.
pistol whip him and load him into the back of that Tucson.
Well, I don't know. He's too busy firing off unlimited ammo. He must have thought, oh, this gun will shoot forever. I can take all these guys.
Solid point.
Yeah, they should have just run immediately.
The other thing you notice is when Daryl gives people's orders, those people die.
Who did he give orders
He told
to?
Jimmy, go drive the RV over there and get Carl and Rick. He ponders, is Herschel a man of God or a humanist? He compares Christ's promise of resurrection of the dead. I just thought he had something a little different in mind versus nature may be throwing us a curveball, but that law is still true about protecting your own.
Yeah.
You think that shows
I
a
don't think
religious
they're
conversion?
conflicting ideas. No,
all right.
not at all.
Let's see. What else? He says, I'm going to resolve to stop caring about the errors and love the show for its bumbling attempts at blending zombie porn, Act 1, with grown-up drama, Acts 2 and 3, and go get a special calendar to count down the days to Season 5 premiere of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Yes, P.S. Is Mad Men worth starting? You speak very highly of it.
How much do you like The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
We've seen this in the AMC commercials lately, where they're really pushing hard to get some of their audience from Walking Dead over to Mad Men.
Yeah, if you like Walking Dead, you'll love Mad Men. That's a lie.
And they've got this really cool commercial that they showed last night where they've got, like, zombies are back. Normally they say, like, Dawn is back or whatever.
Right.
They say zombies are back. They show them all getting up off couches and, like, in drunken stupors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really clever, but I don't know that it serves the purpose that they intend it to. I think once people get over to Mad Men from Walking Dead, they're going to be disappointed.
But
because it's not the same show at all.
If you really like our podcast, I think you'll like Mad Men because while there are no zombie attacks, what they do with the characters and plot is like the opposite of what they do in The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
everything means
damn
something.
Near perfection.
The acting is amazing. The writing is amazing. It's relentlessly watchable.
Certainly, even though there's very little action in it.
I'm just worried because season 4 ended on a ridiculous cliffhanger, and I'm very curious to see if they're able to make that interesting.
This guy doesn't give a fuck about that. He wants to know if he should even start it, and I say yes, since you're listening to our podcast.
Yeah, and what's the first season's like 13 episodes in, or 13 episodes?
I think so. I don't know.
So take 13 hours of your life, 12 hours if you take out the commercials, and try it out.
I recommend you watch all of season 1 before you give up.
Okay.
If you're going to give up, don't do it before the end of season 1 because I was not hooked until the end of season 1.
It's kind of like The Wire that way.
Yeah.
It throws you in and asks a lot of you as a viewer. But if you take the time to like learn its language and all that, it's a fantastic show. So,
all right.
Moving on, David W. says, I can nitpick some things like how did Carl even acknowledge, or how come Carl didn't even acknowledge raising up against his dad? What the fuck, they were all ending up at the road at the stop at the same time? Why Andrew can't just outrun the zombies? Rick's wow would be awesome if we could find a place like the prison speech. Total bullshit about all the infected reveal, but I'm not going to nitpick because all those things considered, it was still some good TV. And good on the writers for bullshit, but other stuff, props for staying true to Michonne. So, yeah, that's how I felt about it.
Yeah.
The show is what it is, and when it's really good, it's really, really good.
Yeah, I'm learning to turn my brain off a little bit more.
Maybe that's what it is, yeah.
Or not turn my brain off because they do some smart things, just ignore the things that I know they didn't consider.
Like, at this point, we can't complain about Lori anymore. She is exactly what the writers have wanted her to be, and we're right to hate her.
Yeah.
Now, if they start wanting me to feel something for her, then I'll have a problem with it. But right now, I can hate as much as they want me to. I got an unlimited supply of hate in his heart. It flows like a river.
Yeah, for Lori.
Daniel W.B., our professional podcast critic. I thought we'd lost him like Jimmy and Patricia back around episode 10.
No, he's been back for a while.
Very strange and plot compressed feel to the finale. After slogging through all these painfully dull episodes at the farm, to throw out all this chaos in one episode felt ludicrous. I went from watching Mayberry RFD to the finale of Platoon. Did they even try to storyboard the season? Fair point. Fair point. I felt like they saved 90% of the show budget for the last episode.
Yeah, certainly.
What the hell was this helicopter scene? That started a massive herd from Atlanta straight to Herschel's? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like the butterfly that flapped its wings in China, and we have a tornado in Kansas.
Yep.
Lori's hand-wringing over the missing Carl was a day late and $1 short and left me hating her even more, if it's possible. Oh, it is possible. And the writers, we just determined, want you to do that. So just let it flow, Daniel. The moronic Winnebago driver deserved what he got.
Yes.
The driving tactics in general were extremely lame. The We're All Infected speech was about 12 episodes late. Agreed.
Yep.
Oh, this is a good point. Why didn't they harvest some gas, water, snacks, or whatever when they're in the middle of 1,000 stranded cars, or ditched a Hyundai for a Hummer?
Why didn't they have some fucking bug-out bags? Like, really? People in normal life have those.
Got you.
Like, yeah, bags that you grab when the shit hits the fan.
Right.
You just grab the bag, you know it's got everything in it that you're going to need.
Yeah.
This seems like the perfect scenario for a bug-out bag, if you're ever going to have one.
If I was still writing survival reviews, I would bring that up. That's a good point, Jim. Michonne's scene was pretty sweet, but after being totally swarmed in the forest, she performs one decapitation, and suddenly the crisis is over, and we have time for a stare down. Fair point.
Yeah. Maybe the zombies were too intimidated.
They're like, holy shit! Did you see that?
Or maybe she's masking the smell of her and Andrea with those two zombies.
Yeah, but there's a couple.
No, it's not true.
Yeah.
Because even once you get attacked, zombies still come after you.
Yeah, they know. They're not. Zombies ain't stupid.
Well, mostly.
Why T-Dog didn't shove Lori out of the truck is beyond me, but at least he had a few lines. And when they returned to the highway, I had an uncomfortable flash like I was watching Groundhog's Day. Yeah. That's actually season 3. They're not going to make it to the prison. They're going to stay at that bend in the road for 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah. Carl's going to run off into the woods.
Right.
They're going to have to chase him down.
The zombies will overrun that bridge, and then they have to move on. James L. says, now why is it throughout the entire season there's always been 1, if not 2 people to watch at all times, yet now when they have a potential murder on the loose, there's not no one on watch? Well, Dale's dead. He's a dedicated lookout man. They're a man down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They had T-Dog looking out the window, but nothing really came up until it was too late, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what happened here. We see the zombie horde coming out of the woods and Rick and Carl in front of them.
Right.
So there was no time to really do anything.
I'm moving on.
All right.
Kevin R. says, how long must we wait for Lori to get disemboweled by a horde of walkers? My wife and I can't stand her character after this episode. God almighty, we wanted to throw our drinks at the TV. When she freaked out and when Rick explained the Shane killing. Lori still loves Shane and her reaction showed that. There's no way in hell she's acting that way if she still didn't have feelings for him. Agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Really?
With that.
Her flip-flopping throughout the show.
Especially after last episode.
To me, shows that Lori is going to do whatever she needs to do to stay alive and protect Carl. He loved the finale.
I disagree there.
Yeah.
She's not doing anything to protect Carl.
Those cucumbers, man, are vital for children's dietary needs. When I love the finale and Rick taking the group by the balls at the end, Herschel taking out the walker at the farm with the butt of a shotgun was badass too. He's become his second favorite next to Daryl. So he also appreciates Daryl backing Rick back to fire and thought Carol's dissension was annoying. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know where Carol goes. Maybe through the grave. Brian from Pittsburgh, a.k.a. the Plane Nazi, said, in my opinion, this was far and away the best episode of Season 2, and other than the pilot's the best of the series. Totally agree. This episode was like that one guy who's really good looking and well dressed, but is a dick at the party and manages to kill his redeeming qualities on a regular basis. Most of the girls have given up on him, but then towards the end of the night, he flops his big-ass dick on the table with a loud thud, and everyone realizes when it's crunch time and this dude needs to flex nuts, he's got nuts to flex. Maybe this is a bad vulgar analogy. Don't qualify that, Brian. Own it. Be proud of that bad vulgar analogy. But what I'm saying is The Walking Dead's big table thundering Johnson is a massive horde of zombies. That's true.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's when they need to pull out the extra inch. They go for the zombie horde. He said the cinematography in the episode was, again, top-notch. He looked up the DP. His name is Ron Schmidt. And his biggest credits include a few episodes of The Shield and the movie adaptation of Stephen King's The Mist. Now, that's interesting because I kind of got a Mist vibe when they were driving, when Daryl was weaving through, in the early morning mist. He also noted that he'll watch The Talking Dead, and Mazzara and Kirkman co-wrote this episode, and from the way they sounded, they want to do that from throughout the rest of the run.
Really?
It could be.
Just those two guys writing?
Right, because
wow.
Basically, I noticed in the Game of Thrones that the whole season was written by two people, with one or two exceptions.
Kirkman's got another job. He's writing a comic book.
That's true. That's true.
Wow. Okay.
But if that's what
good, actually.
If that's what it takes, then do it, because this episode was great, and them collaborating like that's going to lead to more of that. Then let's do it. He's got one last question for us: is the prison a sustainable location for more than one location or more than one season?
I don't know. It becomes a lot like the farm eventually, right?
Well, it depends on how they pace it, because in my mind, the prison has basically two arcs. Without getting too spoilery, you got the first arc that has a dramatic conclusion, and then you have a second arc at the same location.
Okay.
So if depending on if they can have a balls of wall action out really awesome season if they put that all in one season.
I feel like that's what we need.
Where you got that's season 3.0 and 3.5, that would be awesome. But I can almost see them dragging that out to season 3 and 4, and they run the risk of wasting a lot of our time,
like they have in seasons 1 and 2. But they've wasted a lot of time in those seasons.
But they got a whole season out of the barn, and sure, it wasn't successful.
No,
but
half
the
of
prison,
it was shit.
A shitload more goes down in that sequence in the comics, and I feel like maybe you can get 2 seasons out of that. We'll see.
We'll see.
Dark Passenger writes in, "Hey guys, really enjoyed this episode. Love the way Michonne was brought up with the 2 walkers and the katana. Lori sure needs a checkup, cause didn't she kind of ask Rick to do something about Shane? She's a schizo."
Yep.
The season went out with a bang for me, and I was satisfied, and the prison scene great. I wonder what's going to happen to the group now that there ain't no democracy. And now that Carl knows that Rick killed Shane and that they're all infected, I wonder how that will play out in the show regarding the baby.
Zombie baby ripping Lori's guts out.
Yeah, didn't you get someone from Twitter saying that last week?
No, I think I said it on the podcast.
Oh.
I think I said I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Zombie babies, I could go all series run and not see one.
Lori's guts ripped out, on the other hand.
Okay. If I have to endure a zombie fetus to see that, you can take me there, AMC.
Awesome.
Wasted Kitten says, holy shit, finally a good episode after hit or miss season. I'm starting to get pretty excited for season 3. Yeah, me too. I would have liked to see more trauma to the group, though. It seemed as though only very minor characters ended up dead. On that note, I'm surprised as hell T-Dog didn't die. It's nice to see more of an alpha Rick come into effect, and maybe he'll stop pussyfooting around. It's badass to see Andrea fist fighting some zombies, and I'm quite interested to see what her reaction will be when she finds out about Shane's death and that they're all infected. Good point. I'm actually interested in how she gets back to the group. Yeah. And when she finds out that Rick killed Shane...
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if they got her out of there on purpose, like for that reason.
Kind of let that blow over a bit?
Yeah.
Drew T. from New York. Dear Aaron and Coattail Conductor.
What?
Shot fired across your bow there. How's that feel?
Shit.
Here's Lori's whole character arc in 10 sentences. I hate you, Rick. I miss Rick. Shane's ears are sexy. Get away, Shane. Stay, Shane. Shane, it's never going to be your baby. Rick, kill Shane. Shane, it might be your baby. Rick killed Shane. Get away. Thanks, guys. Your podcast isn't half bad. You know which half.
Oh, you bastard. You dirty bitch. Okay.
Malika B. writes in from Facebook, says, I would give this episode a 7 out of 10, and the very last half of it gave it a passing grade. That's interesting, because I think the first half was what was the really balls to the wall awesome. Yep. Why did Jimmy in the RV get out of the driver's seat of a working vehicle? Rick and Carl were already on top of. All he had to do is hit the accelerator and drag the walkers off till they fell off. Not only did he die, but he cost the group a multifunctional vehicle. Well, more like barely functional vehicle.
Yeah.
I love Daryl for his "I ain't got all day" rescue of Carol, but why could Daryl hear Carol scream, but Rick and Herschel could not hear Andrea's gun shots right behind them? Because the writers needed Andrea to be...
The magic of television.
Yeah, and plus Andrea was off a ways. I mean, she was way over at that utility building with Carol, where it seemed like everybody else... Where I think that's where Jimmy was... Or not, sorry, Randall's being held, and everybody else was more close to the house. I've officially lost count of the reasons I hate Lori. After pulling that Lady Macbeth crap on Rick, she wants to act mad and disgusted, and he killed Shane. Get a clue, woman. Wait, she killed Shane in self-defense. Get a clue, woman. What the hell? She loved Alpha Rick at the end by the fireside. Was he laying down the law for all the ingrates? She found Carol annoying, but she could not help that Alpha Rick was in full effect when Lori did not have Rick's back for yet another reason. That's yet another reason she needs to die. Look forward to Michonne next year. Her entrance was badass. Got a couple more. Robert Morris said, "So will Dictator Rick take credit for discovering a prison come season 3? I'm sure Rick will be doing victory laps. Look at what I found. See what happens when you little serfs and peons put your trust in me." Early season 3 prediction, 34-24. That's the amount of times Rick will say regarding the prison, "We found a place we can call home, a place where we can build a life." All right, I'll take the under on that, but just slightly.
Yeah, I'm going to take the way under. God, I hope so.
Eric T says, let's see, what do you say? He's criticizing Jimmy and agreeing with Malika here about all he had to do was, step on the gas and get out of there. And he goes, but it's nice. The nice thing about the show is that Too Stupid to Live isn't just a figure of speech.
Yeah.
It's a way of life. He also asked, Flaming Zombie, band or cocktail?
I've never heard or drank either.
He's saying which would it be better, a better band name or cocktail?
Oh, cocktail name.
I went for cocktail too.
Yeah.
Ryan Q says, "This is a pretty enjoyable episode. I'm cautiously optimistic about season 3. They do action in the show very well. They need more of that because their drama is severely lacking. And thank God the stupid farm burned down. I'm looking forward to a new setting." Last feedback, Kevin B. said, "I was thinking about headshots. If the virus's primary focal point is the brainstem, wouldn't headshots to the forehead be entirely ineffective?"
Possibly.
Well,
yeah, that would seem to make sense.
The only thing is the brainstem is where it starts, and Jenner said that it jump starts the body, which makes sense because that's where like your breathing and like automatic reflexes come from. But you can't move around with just a brainstem.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird that we see the cross section of the brain with all of the neurons firing and stuff, right? Back in season 1.
And he even points out, he actually showed a screenshot of the shot, and it does angle.
Yeah.
This is almost the entire brain, but goes right through the brainstem.
Yeah, and that's what kills it. And we can see the activity. So I think he's right. I think if you got shot in like your, frontal cortex or something, you probably wouldn't die as a
I'd just be
zombie.
careful, Keith, because I got downvoted to oblivion in Reddit last week for pointing out the fact that a quadriplegic zombie couldn't walk around. So
yeah, broken neck zombie.
That's all I got for feedback.
Wow.
We got slightly too much to read everything, so we tried to kind of like go with the Breaking Good format and only read the stuff that's more or less. If it's a multiple take that a lot of people have, we try to read the first one and try to cut down some of the larger emails to just the stuff that was unique to your guys' thoughts. So I hope I did a good enough job on that. And thanks so much for making my life difficult. It always feels good when it takes a couple hours to get through the feedback and get it all ready for the cast.
When you look at your inbox and you're like, God damn.
Yeah. And then after you've gone through all of it, and then you go back and there's 5 new ones bolded, I'm like, oh!
Yeah.
So anyway, appreciate that, guys.
Definitely.
Speaking of, ready for outro?
Do it.
If you want to keep up with everything we're doing, find out whether we're going to do a recap on The Walking Dead, check us out on Mad Men, Justified, The Night's Watch. It's getting crazy. Go to baldmove.com. If you'd like to leave us feedback on this cast Watching Dead at baldmove.com. You can also follow me on facebook.com/baldmove and Jim on Twitter at baldmove.
Yeah.
Please continue to support us by leaving 5-star reviews on iTunes, or just positive reviews, or negative. I honestly don't think it matters as long as people are reviewing us. So all the 0 stars, thanks for that too, because it keeps us on what's notable on iTunes and the subscriptions. And I gotta say, the listeners have responded like heroes on that. We've got many reviews on iTunes, and we're now like the number 3 Walking Dead podcast, where we weren't even in the top 6 before the season. So you guys have really put us on the map, and it's really shown through our increased listeners and the more feedback we're getting. So again, thank you so much. You can also help directly contribute to paying for our bandwidth, keeping our lights on here at the Bald Move headquarters, by using our Amazon affiliate link at amazon.baldmove.com. And simplest way to explain it is, if you're buying stuff on Amazon anyway, go to amazon.baldmove.com first. You get all the same great prices, all the same great shipping options, all the same gold box deals. We just get a little piece of Amazon's pie when you do that. And we appreciate it.
Definitely.
That's all we got.
That's it. And there's no spoilers.
There actually is some spoiler speculation for next season if you want to get in there. We had one listener break out a whole bunch of different comic stuff.
Okay, we'll do it. We will do a spoiler section.
It's a spoiler. If people want to stay, I know we've ran long. We have a lot of feedback. If people want to stay, they can. If not, switch off.
But there is no episode next week, so I don't have a title for that one. So with that said, until next time, I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron. See you in the spoilers.
And we're back with the spoiler section. Go ahead and run the Oh, that's right.
There
this
is
a
none.
finale.
Brian from Pittsburgh continues. I actually had to cut this out to the spoiler section. Add some speculation for next season, which is comic spoilery. You don't know about any of these plot lines because I don't think you made it past the prison.
I didn't. Yeah, that first arc that you're talking about in the prison, I never made it past that.
All right. Well, so you know this part. Will Beth replace Herschel's 2 young daughters from the comic and get her head chopped off via the creepster inmate Thomas? She has to, right?
I hope so.
That's an iconic part of the plot.
Yeah. Plus, she's kind of annoying, so I wouldn't mind seeing her head chopped
And they've
off.
really played her young.
They
like
have.
Herschel doing the doodlebug thing, like that really. So I almost feel like they've done that just to. I got to turn this Rick Astley off. I'm sorry. It's in the background.
Yeah.
They've done that deliberately to have that kind of throwback homage thing.
That's cool. I'd like to see that.
Well, we get to see Rick gun down Dexter, the rogue inmate who tries to kick our survivors out of prison in an intense zombie battle.
Depends on how heavily that character is influenced by the show, Dexter. I hope so. A confrontation between Rick and Dexter would be awesome.
What do you think? Because this is a good point. If there are survivors in the prison, how is Rick going to just go up there and take it over after he made such a big deal about protecting a group from other people that are doing just that with their safe haven? Do you think he's just not afraid to be a hypocrite at this point?
Well, it's a dictatorship. I don't think he's got anything to answer for now.
Okay. He also says that he thinks Merle has got to be with the Woodbury people, who that is the pact of the governors,
group, right?
Governor's group. Well,
okay.
We don't know.
I think that is Randall's group.
I think so too.
Yeah,
that's my thought.
Because they're horrible people, and I could see them raping and killing people.
But he thinks he's going to replace the role of Martinez as the guy who helps Rick, Glenn, and Michonne escape from Woodbury, but only to locate the prison and sneak away to lead the governor's people back.
So yeah, I don't know any of this.
See, they got captured by the governor, and then they sneak away with this guy back to the prison, but then this guy double crosses them and brings the governor back to invade the prison and drive Rick and his group out. And that's why I'm saying, like, the first act is when, clearing out the prison and dealing with the prisoners and the fallout from that.
Yeah.
The second act is the Woodbury people.
Them being driven out of the prison.
Well, I mean, like, so could you get a whole season out of just that first arc of the prison? Because an awesome cliffhanger for either mid-season or Season 3 would be Rick's group getting kidnapped by the Woodbury group and being held prisoner there. Like, how are they going to get out of it? You know, dramatic music swell. Tune in next season.
They need to pick up the pace of this show, right?
Well, as you point out, there's only 90 comics.
I know. They don't want to write past the comics, I guess.
But there's only
why
13
not?
episodes. There's only 13 episodes a year.
Yeah, and why not write past the comics, even if...
Yeah, it's like they're not following it all slavishly anyway.
Yeah, so...
that would be the point where Rick get his arm cut off, or his hand cut off. But
they've already said they don't want to do that, right?
Well, he hasn't said he didn't want to do that. Kirkman said that's his biggest regret in the comics.
Ah, okay.
So that implies that he would probably choose not to.
Yeah. If you could redo it and remove your biggest regret, yeah, I think he probably wouldn't do it again.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting how they kind of subtly paint themselves in the corner because he continues on, Brian does. It would be nice to see Rick run him down with the RV just like in the comic, but sadly the RV died with Jimmy.
Yep.
It was a more developed character than Jimmy at that point and deserved a better death.
R.I.P.
RV.
It's a better developed character than T-Dog.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we know about T-Dog? Nothing.
Right. And I think
when he goes crazy, he gets racist. That's all we know.
I don't think he gets...
Or he sees the racism in the group.
There you
How about
go.
That?
The racism inherent in the system. Actually, it'd be a hell of a plot point if Daryl has to run him down and face his ultimate fear, standing up to his big brother and possibly killing him.
Yeah. I really, really, really want Merle to come back next season.
He's got to be with that group,
He has to. Here's the problem. They're going to do something stupid with it like they did with the Jenner thing. What are they doing with these long-running... like loose ends.
I like Brian here. He's basically saying give Merle that Martinez role because I can just see him sneaking in and being like, look, I want to get you guys out of here. This is crazy. You're my brother. Trust me. And then going back to the prison and just double crossing them all like Merle would. And maybe thinking that his brother would have his back and then you know, they got that Daryl's like, look, man, this ain't that.
It could be cool. Yeah.
Totally excited because again, there's a lot of stuff they can do at the prison. It
just feels so much more open now that they're not on the farm, right?
Uh-huh.
It feels way more open.
I mean, I will be one of the bigger panickers if on episode 6 I feel like they're fucking around at the prison because they shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
And then
There's too much there.
Then I'll start feeling like they should have crammed more into it. But I can see them doing a full 13-season arc of just the first half. It'll be a little thin. But, you know, throw in a couple T-Dog episodes and throw in some Daryl stuff, and they could keep it going.
Maybe. We'll see.
You have anything else to talk about?
No. The spoilers pretty much dried up with the season.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
Yeah.
So if you have stayed with us through the spoilers, like big appreciation for the people that have been feeding it to us.
Yeah.
I do think we're going to tweak the format going forward because there's some people who are annoyed that we read the more or less shooting script up front. So, because I feel like there's people that like spoilers, but they don't want the whole damn thing spoiled.
We say up front, look.
No, I want to continue to do that.
With your spoilers.
But if we ever get like a complete big spoiler, I want to put that at the end of the spoiler section and just be like, hey, we've done talking to the listener feedback and our own little speculation. Now we're about to talk to shooting script. So if you don't want to listen to me 5 minutes story time with Aaron, go ahead and switch off. So if you guys have given us that feedback, we've listened to you, and we're going to tweak the format. I think actually that's a pretty good idea because we got a little bit of that in Breaking Bad last year. You know, some pretty heavy, comprehensive spoilers, and we'll kind of like grade it to where least amount of spoiler to. I don't think they're complaining about being spoiled. It's more like it was boring listening to me read.
Yeah.
But some people really loved it. Mm-hmm. So to please everybody, we'll rear-load that, backload that.
We can just rearrange with the same content and make everybody happy.
Yep.
Cool.
So got that to look forward to.
And if we don't see you guys next week with a recap, which I'm leaning towards, there are some things that I really want to talk about.
It might just be a short one.
Overall.
We might just do 15 minutes of us, kind of like the Breaking Bad when we had 15 minutes, or 20 minutes, and then we just do listener feedback, and we might not do anything because. Again,
a lot of cast coming up this week.
And I feel like
is starting
between Mad Men, Justified, and Game of Thrones, there's something there you're going to like and want to continue watching with us. So.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, well, that's it. Thanks, everybody, for sticking with us through the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
First and only cast so far we've got completely in the can.
Yes.
Wall-to-wall coverage.
Feels good. And that's it. We'll see you guys either next week or next year.
Next season, yep.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Bye.